BTS's youngest member, Jungkook, once again proved his global influence by setting social media on fire after appearing at Calvin Klein's runway show during New York Fashion Week 2025. His presence not only captivated fashion insiders, but also triggered an explosive wave of online engagement, making him the most mentioned musician on X, formerly Twitter, with over 1 million posts within just a few hours. Dressed in a sleek, gray, tailored suit paired with bold accessories, Jungkook embodied Calvin Klein's vision of modern sophistication. His confident walk into the venue, combined with his natural charisma, instantly went viral, as fans and media outlets rushed to capture every angle of his appearance. Fashion critics praised his look for seamlessly blending minimalism with statement details, proving once again why luxury brands continue to seek him as their ambassador. The hashtags #JungkookXCalvinKlein, #NYFW, and #Jungkook quickly trended worldwide, with fans flooding X, Instagram, and TikTok with clips, photos, and edits of the star. Many fans highlighted how Jungkook's fashion choices reflect a bolder and more experimental side of him, further cementing his growing reputation as a trendsetter beyond the music industry. This isn't the first time Jungkook has made headlines with Calvin Klein. Since becoming the brand's global ambassador, he has consistently driven massive engagement for the fashion house, contributing to record-breaking sales spikes and brand recognition in key markets, such as the US and Asia. However, this latest appearance at NYFW marked his official debut at a major fashion week, signaling a new chapter in his career where music, fashion, and global influence seamlessly intersect. Industry experts noted that Jungkook's ability to dominate both the stage and the runway sets him apart from many of his contemporaries. What Jungkook brings to the table is authenticity, said one fashion analyst. He doesn't just wear the clothes, he embodies the lifestyle that Calvin Klein represents, and that's why audiences respond so passionately. The overwhelming response online also underscores BTS's enduring cultural power, even as individual members explore solo projects during and after their military service commitments. With Jungkook continuing to expand his presence in both music and fashion, fans and brands alike are eagerly anticipating what he will do next. As one fan on X wrote, summing up the collective excitement, when Jungkook shows up, the whole world notices. The reaction from ARMY was immediate and overwhelming. Within minutes of Jungkook's appearance, timelines across X, TikTok, and Instagram were flooded with fan cams, edits, and commentary. Fans praised not only his visuals, but also the confidence he exuded at such a high-profile event. Some fans described him as the main event of New York Fashion Week, pointing out that while the runway was filled with world-class models and celebrities, it was Jungkook who stole the spotlight. Memes and viral clips of him waving to fans outside the venue, adjusting his suit, or smiling at the cameras quickly spread across platforms. On TikTok, short edits of Jungkook's arrival soundtracked with his solo hit, 7, amassed millions of views in just hours. The phrase King of Fashion Week became a trending term among international fan bases, further proving his ability to dominate cultural conversations in real time. Beyond the fanfare, fashion insiders also acknowledged the impact of Jungkook's debut at NYFW. Several industry magazines highlighted him as a standout guest of the Calvin Klein show, commending the brand for successfully leveraging his global stardom. A New York-based stylist commented, "When someone like Jungkook attends, the entire energy of the event shifts. He brings a level of excitement that few others can because he's not just a celebrity, he's an icon who connects with millions emotionally." Fashion critics were quick to note how his styling choice, the balance between classic tailoring and modern accessories, represented a perfect synergy between timeless fashion and youthful edge. Some even suggested that Jungkook could soon transition from brand ambassador to a full-fledged fashion collaborator or creative director in the future. Calvin Klein has already seen extraordinary results since appointing Jungkook as their global ambassador. Previous campaigns featuring him led to record-breaking sales increases in South Korea, Japan, and the United States. Now, with his official NYFW debut, analysts predict another surge in brand visibility and revenue. Marketing experts point out that Jungkook's appeal lies in his ability to connect with both younger Gen Z audiences and more established fashion consumers. His relatability, combined with his status as a global superstar, makes him a rare figure who bridges multiple demographics. Calvin Klein isn't just selling clothes anymore, they're selling a lifestyle through Jungkook. The moment he steps into a campaign, it becomes more than an ad. It becomes a cultural moment. While Jungkook's appearance at New York Fashion Week was a solo venture, it also highlighted the enduring power of BTS as a group. Even as each member pursues individual projects during and after their military service commitments, moments like this show how BTS's brand continues to thrive through their members' global activities. Fans often pointed out that Jungkook wasn't just representing himself, but also carrying the name of BTS onto one of fashion's biggest stages. Whenever Jungkook shines, BTS shines with him, one fan commented online, reflecting the collective pride that ARMY feels when any member achieves a milestone. Industry experts also emphasize how BTS's members have diversified their careers in ways that make the group stronger as a whole. From RM's philanthropic endeavors to J-Hope's artistry and dance and Jimin's solo music achievements, Jungkook's fashion success adds another dimension to BTS's cultural dominance. Jungkook has already established himself as a chart-topping solo artist, with hits like 7, Standing Next to You, and 3D. His consistent presence on Billboard charts and digital platforms cemented him as one of the most successful K-pop soloists in history. Now, his emergence as a global fashion icon signals a potential dual career path where he excels not only as a musician, but also as a trendsetter in style. Fans and critics alike believe Jungkook is entering a new phase of his career where music and fashion feed into one another, amplifying his star power across industries. A culture writer from a US magazine noted, Jungkook is redefining what it means to be a pop star in 2025. He's not just performing songs, he's shaping global conversations about music, style, and identity. What makes Jungkook's NYFW appearance particularly remarkable is its global ripple effect. News outlets from Seoul to New York to Paris covered his look, and social media buzz transcended language barriers, uniting fans worldwide. In countries like Indonesia, the Philippines, Brazil, and the US, Jungkook's name trended simultaneously, showing the sheer scale of his cultural influence. Brands across industries, from luxury fashion to tech, are closely watching, recognizing that his impact extends far beyond music endorsements. This moment also reinforces how K-pop idols are no longer confined to the music industry, but are becoming multi-industry powerhouses. Jungkook's ability to dominate both the stage and the runway symbolizes a shift in global entertainment where boundaries between music, fashion, and culture are increasingly blurred. As the dust settles from Jungkook's explosive debut at New York Fashion Week, many are already wondering what comes next for both him and BTS. With Calvin Klein's continued partnership and his growing reputation as a fashion icon, industry insiders believe this is just the beginning of a long-term relationship between Jungkook and the global fashion world. Some speculate that he could soon collaborate on a limited edition collection or even walk the runway as part of a future Calvin Klein show. But beyond fashion, there's also the anticipation of BTS's long-awaited group comeback. The group has officially confirmed that they will return with a brand new album and a world tour in spring 2026, once all members have completed their military service. For many fans, Jungkook's continued presence in global headlines keeps momentum alive for the group, ensuring that BTS remains at the center of pop culture conversations, even during their temporary hiatus. Music critics predict that Jungkook's solo success, from chart-topping hits to his dominance in fashion, will only fuel BTS's return, adding layers of prestige and visibility to their comeback. One entertainment analyst explained, when BTS reunites, they won't just return as idols, they'll return as a group of individuals who've each conquered their own fields. Fans, meanwhile, are simply excited to see how Jungkook will balance both his solo identity and his role as BTS's youngest member. Many believe his fashion influence will enhance the group's image, opening new opportunities for global collaborations across music, fashion, and entertainment. As one fan on social media put it, if this is what Jungkook can do on his own, just imagine the impact when BTS comes back together. For now, Jungkook's Calvin Klein moment at NYFW will be remembered as more than just a celebrity appearance. It was a global cultural event, a signal of what's to come, and a reminder that BTS's influence is far from fading. Instead, it's evolving, expanding, and preparing for its next historic chapter. Jungkook's NYFW moment has already sparked discussions among fashion executives about the future of celebrity partnerships. Unlike traditional ambassadors who lend their image to a campaign, Jungkook represents something bigger, a cultural bridge. Executives from luxury houses in Paris and Milan, though not directly linked to Calvin Klein, have privately acknowledged that Jungkook's presence at NYFW created a measurable shift in how global audiences view Fashion Week. Attendance numbers, live stream views, and media coverage spiked significantly, and a portion of that visibility can be directly tied to his involvement. Marketing experts predict that brands will increasingly seek idols like Jungkook to front campaigns, not only for their looks, but also for their unparalleled ability to generate engagement across continents. Some have gone so far as to suggest that Jungkook could emerge as one of the first K-pop stars to take on a creative director role at a major fashion house within the next decade. Jungkook's debut at NYFW was not just a celebrity appearance. It was a cultural marker of how K-pop continues to reshape global entertainment. 20 years ago, it would have been unthinkable for a Korean artist to dominate headlines at one of fashion's most prestigious events. Today, Jungkook not only attends, but also becomes the centerpiece of conversation. Sociologists who study Hallyu, the Korean wave, argue that Jungkook's presence represents a shift in cultural power. It's no longer about East meeting West. It's about a truly global culture where influence flows in multiple directions. Jungkook standing at NYFW isn't a guest in Western fashion, he's redefining it. As BTS prepares for their highly anticipated 2026 comeback, Jungkook's growing solo legacy adds strength to the group's foundation. Each member has expanded into unique spaces, RM into art and philanthropy, J-Hope into dance and performance, Suga into production and collaboration, V and Jimin into acting and solo artistry, and Jin into public service. Together, they are set to return not just as a boy band, but as a collective of cultural leaders on the global stage. Jungkook's fashion dominance will likely play into BTS's future styling, performances, and branding. Analysts believe this will help the group transition into their next chapter as not only K-pop superstars, but also cultural ambassadors on the global stage. For ARMY and casual observers alike, Jungkook's Calvin Klein debut at NYSW will be remembered as more than just a fashion highlight. It was a glimpse into the evolving role of global artists in shaping the future of culture, style, and entertainment. From the thunderous online reaction to the subtle nods of respect from fashion insiders, the event proved one thing: Jungkook is no longer simply a rising star, he is a global icon shaping trends across industries. And with BTS's reunion on the horizon, this moment is only the beginning of what promises to be another historic era for Jungkook and his bandmates.